February 12th, 2025 regular meeting of the Chino Valley Fire Board of Directors. The time is 4:30 p.m. I will now call the meeting to order and take roll. Director Howie?
Here.
Director Luth?
Here.
Director Romaine?
Present.
Vice President Krieger?
Here.
And myself present. Board members, please make sure when you comment your microphones are on, and remember to please talk directly into the microphone. Closed sessions. The Board of Directors will meet in closed session to discuss the following items. Public Employee Performance Evaluation. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1, Title Fire Chief. 2, Conference with Labor Negotiators. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, Agency Designated Negotiator, President Sarah Ramos-Evinger, Title Fire Chief. Do we have any public comment on this agenda item?
No request to speak.
Okay. All right. I will now adjourn the open session to closed session. We'll return to the open session at 6 p.m. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're going to reopen to open session. Welcome to the February 12th, 2025 regular board meeting for the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. The time is 6 p.m. and we will now begin the meeting and take roll. Director Howie?
Here.
Director Luth?
Here.
Director Romaine?
Present.
Vice President Krieger? And myself present. Next report out of closed session. Legal counsel, please report.
Thank you, Board President. For the closed session item read into the record this evening, there is no reportable action.
Okay, and we apologize for the barrier in front of you there.
There's no problem over here. That's fine.
Next, we have the flag salute. Please stand, and Director Romaine, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
Sure, if everybody join me, placing your hand over your heart, let's recite the salute for the flag of our great nation. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if everyone would please remain standing, and our fire district, Ted Wong, will be reciting our invocation for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, Almighty God, we want to thank you, Lord, for providing safety to our firefighters and first responders, and also to our city. We also want to acknowledge your blessing upon us by giving us rain. However, we do pray, Father, for those who are severely affected by the wildfires, those who lived in Altadena, Pacific Palisade, and Malibu. We do pray again for the blessing of your rain. However, we do pray also that you may protect our first responders and our firefighters if they need to deal with that flash flood and mud flow. Right now, Father, we want to pray for being able to participate in this evening's meeting in celebration and recognition of those who have served the city diligently and above, what they are called or required. So we ask, Father, that you would bless them, continue to use them. May they be an example to all of us. May it also be emblematic of who we are and what we do. We pray that for your presence in our meeting. We ask for your protection and guidance on our board members as well as our fire chiefs. Again, we commit our meetings to you for the rest of the program. May you bless us as we continue to pray in your Son's Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Okay. Clerk of the board, are there any changes to the agenda this evening?
There are no changes to the agenda. The first item on our agenda tonight is presentations and announcements. And we invite President Ramos-Evinger and Karen Howie to the front for our first presentation, which is about the Chiefs Foundation.
President Sarah, Board, Chief Williams, thank you so much for having me here today. I think it's because there's somebody on your board who said, I think you should go and do this. About a year ago, Tom and I have decided, after we have 9 storage units now, we need to start getting rid of some things. And we found a big box of my things that I saved from Chiefs. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chiefs, but we thought, you know what, I don't need this anymore. Why not share it with the fire department? So Tom brought it in, they said they would love to have it, so I've been putting things together, and I still haven't found it all yet. But I do have quite a bit here for the history, so you have that in the fire department. So a little bit about Chiefs. In 1995, the Chiefs Fire Foundation was formed, and it was called Chiefs. And that stood for Citizens Helping in Educational Fire Safety. And that's why they had it, and we call ourselves Chiefs, which is no demeanor to you, Chief Williams, but we were all chiefs. It was a group of citizens and business owners in the community who saw that there was a need to inform the community about fire district services and necessary basic fire and life safety practices. It stood for, as I said, Citizens Helping in Educational Fire Safety. Our mission was to help ensure a fire-safe community through fire and life safety educational programs in support of the Chino Valley Fire District. We got the word out to the public in public service announcements, community events, and with fire and life safety education programs such as Learn Not to Burn, drowning prevention, holiday safety, and the NEAT program, which stood for Neighborhood Emergency Action Team. The fire chief was Al Grams at that time, and he was so involved in forming this committee. It was something that he really wanted. We were all very active on the community, where Chief Tom Maxim also participated, and Phil Armitrott from the fire district also participated. All the guys really participated, but they were 2 of the biggest. I mean, they were always there at the meetings, and they helped plan everything. The board was made up of 15 members, and these are members from the community. These weren't necessarily the fire guys. These was community members and business owners. And the first president was Dave Weller. That same year, in 1995, the Chino Valley Fire District celebrated their 100th birthday with a huge 3-day event. Part of the celebration was the Fire Association hosting a fun muster. They decided that they wanted to continue holding a fun muster each year, but they wanted to get more of the public involved, because it was a lot of work. So they invited members from service clubs, businesses, and anybody else who wanted to come out and help with the muster the following year. That's when I got involved. I was president of the Chino Valley Seroptimus at the time, and so when we got the invite, I said, Reggie, I'll go and check it out and see what's going on. A lot of us jumped right in and started working on the fun muster. And part of it was because there were really cute fire guys on the committee. In 1996, the board amended the bylaws from 13 members to 21 members so we could all be official Chiefs members. In 1997, we started looking at bigger ideas for getting on the fire safety education. We decided to appoint a committee to look into purchasing a fire safety house. There were several of us on the committee, and we went around to other fire districts, and we checked out their fire safety houses. Then we came back, we designed ours, and ours was the best. And it was just such a great little house. And what they would do is take them out to the schools when Nancy Kidd, who was public person. Public educator person. She would go out to the schools and she would set up the fire house, And the kids, it actually had a smoke detector, it had a smoke machine, it had all these, it had a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. And the kids learned how to get through the house and get out of the house safely. And the kids absolutely loved it. And later on, we purchased Pluggy, and he was a fire hydrant that was quite tall, and he was radio controlled. He could talk, he could listen, and he could play music. And he went around with a firehouse, and the kids just absolutely loved it. Then we came up with a Risk Watch program, and this was Nancy Kidd's baby. She just went amazing on this program, and what it was a fire safety program that was actually put into the curriculum of some of the schools in Chino. We invited teachers to see the program, and then if they wanted to present it, add it to their school day, they did, and each year they just felt it was such a great program. The kids were learning so much from it, and the parents loved it, that we continued to get more teachers involved and more students involved. It was a wonderful program, the Risk Watch program. We also supported other programs such as Quest for Burn Survivors, which directly supported burn research and treatment. Chino Fire Explorer Scholarship, the Public Service Announcement Series of 30-minute Get Fired Up about public safety that we aired over the Chino Valley TV station that we had, the Child Safety Campaign, CPR training, and the Children's Network through San Bernardino County. And we purchased some AEDs. We were one of the first ones to start that in the community of putting AEDs into the buildings that we felt were necessary, such as city halls and things like that. But it does take a lot of money to fund these kind of programs. So we held 3 large fundraisers each year: the Firefighters Fun Muster and Chili Cook-Off, the Firefighters Golf Tournament, and the Firefighters Ball, where the Fred L. Burns Award and the Firefighter of the Year were presented. In 2004, we also had a really fun fundraiser. It was a day at the races. We sold tickets to Santa Anita Raceway, race park, and we got into the infield. We had a buffet lunch set up for everybody, and I really enjoyed it. It was the first time ever I had won betting on a horse. So that was really a lot of fun. And we also sold the fire chief's cookbook. So if you'd like, we're going to leave it here, so if you want to look at it after the meeting, there's all kinds of recipes in here from community members, our board members. This was out in 2002, so there's some real family secrets in here. Recipes, sometimes people don't share the recipes. Well, they did here. So we had this, and that was another little fundraiser that we really love to do. Just to let you know a little bit about what a muster is, it's best described as a firefighter's antique Olympics, in which antique firefighting equipment and techniques, not old firemen, are used in competition for trophies. There are several types of musters. There's the sanctioned muster, and there's the fun muster. And that's what we did. We did the fire department from all over Southern California were invited to participate in our fun muster. And there are 5 different events that we held. They were the hose cart, make or break, breathing apparatus relay, the bucket brigade, and water ball. It was just so much fun. Our Seroptimus Club did the bucket brigade, and I think we won our category, which was women. The winning fire department received trophies. We even had an explorer muster, a chili cook-off, and lots of vendors at our muster. We usually got a crowd of about 5,000 people, and some of the best chili ever. In 2000, the city of Chino began its banner system, where event banners can be seen hanging over this Central Avenue, right there in front of the Civic Center. We were the inaugural banner. We were the first banner for our firemen's muster that year to be hung. I think for me, the most memorable muster we held was just days after 9/11. We weren't sure if we should hold our muster. We had worked so hard to plan it, to have everything set up, but Tuesday was 9/11 and our muster was held that Saturday. so we weren't sure what we should do. We decided that all of the money we raised would go to the families of the New York firefighters killed in the line of duty on September 11th. All day long, people walked up to us and just handed us a check. It was really amazing to see the outpouring from our community. And the way our fire trucks set up the ladder truck with the flag flying from it. It was firefighters throughout Chino Valley and the Chino Police Department also raised additional funds. The total raised was matched dollar for dollar by the Chino Valley Medical Center. Chiefs purchased a banner that read FDNY, we salute you. And everybody that was at the muster signed it. Captain Chris Craig and Engineer Tom Kevitt delivered the banner and a check for $120,000 to New York City's Harlem Station. In 2002, our chiefs were honored as the San Bernardino County Fire Association Fire Service Organization of the Year, which is given annually to a group that had made a significant contribution through volunteer services in firefighting and fire presentation. And lastly, I talked about, I don't have too much information on the golf tournament because I just played in it. I didn't really work it too hard. I worked on the ball in the fireman's muster. But the fireman's ball was always a very nice event. We always had a real fun theme for it, or an elegant theme. And in 2007, our theme was Night of Glitz. And my husband and I know of some friends, and their daughter was one of the briefcase girls on Deal or No Deal. So we said, and she was a graduate from Ayala High School. So we asked her, would you come and play Deal or No Deal with us? And she said, of course. So she got one of her friends. Her name was Brooke Long, and she was number, let me see, I have it here. She was number 15, if you ever watched the show. And Sarah Bronson was number 7. And so they came, and I have to tell you, I've never seen so many smiles on those fire guys that night as there were. But we played Deal or No Deal. It was so much fun. I was the banker, and Ryan was the he played Howie Mandel, and he did a great job. And it was just a lot of fun. And, so many people have won the Fred L. Burns Award and Firefighter of the Year. I see Jeff back there, who was a Firefighter of the Year. And these awards mean something to all of us because we know how hard they work for the fire safety of this community. And so, although Chiefs is gone, it is now the Firefighters Association, or Foundation. It was nice to have the public get so involved with this district doing fire safety. And we did a lot of good. There were a lot of kids that learned a lot of good things. And so Tom and I would like to present all of the stuff. As a lot of people know, I never throw a thing away. So we have books here. And
You're a historian, Karen. That's
Yes.
what I've always called you, a historian.
And so there's a book on the fundraisers. There's a book with all the business meeting minutes and agendas and just everything that I could think of that I could put in the books to give to the fire district. So they have this history. So President Sarah, I present all this to you and the other 3 books.
Yes.
And there will be more when we find it.
No, thank
So-
you.
Karen,
Thank you,
Karen.
And Chiefs, as you know, is very near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I actually answered an ad from the Champion, that was looking for volunteers. And that's how I got started with this district. Way back when, I want to say only 5 years ago, because I haven't aged. But the Chiefs, what we were able to accomplish and do, and I used to love to go when Nancy Kidd was doing her presentations to the school-age children and just watch and how much they learned, and just the outreach was amazing. One thing that you didn't have, and you put everything, is we used to also pay for a lot of the pamphlets and a lot of the
Yes.
the public, the fire and life safety education pamphlets and different printing stuff that
Yes,
the
that was
needs
all
of the
public
district
education,
Yes,
uh-huh.
that the district used to have to to, we would offset some of that financial burden from the district. So Karen, thank you so much. I'm happy she's a historian. She's also a Seroptimist. And if you could see her history books from her Seroptimist too. Karen, this is amazing. This is beautiful. And I cannot wait for us to be able to publicly display this. I don't know where my cookbook is. I'm thinking that I had loaned it to somebody at one time and it never made its way back. So I can't wait to peek through there and take pictures. But thank you for the beautiful presentation, the history. And Chief, did you have it? Where did you?
I actually just think it's super fitting. Thank you very much for being here, Karen. You're one of my favorite people. But I think it's super fitting that you're here tonight. You're probably not aware of our agenda. We have our strategic plan presentation and a recommendation for the board tonight. And I believe that we can't know who we are if we didn't know where we came from. So I'm super, super happy to have this history. Rich Crampton retiree had a lot of our physical antiques and things, and this is a bit of our literature and a bit about who we are, and so I'm very, very thankful and a sense of gratitude for you to bring it and give that to us.
Well, thank you. It was a really good time in my life. It really was,
Yeah,
being on that
definitely.
committee.
Yes.
And really enjoyed it. And I got Tom involved too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now look
You
where
got
he is.
everybody involved. Everybody. So can we take a quick picture, Marcy? Okay. Chief, did you want to? Yeah. Karen?
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. I want you in the middle, Karen. Oh, yes, very good. Oh, right, huh? So we look
Thank you
better.
very
Very
much for
welcome.
having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is a proclamation for American Heart Safe Month, and we invite up EMS training captain Pete Roebuck to please come forward.
For those of you who don't know him, he works here. He's just not in his uniform.
This evening, we proclaim February as American Heart Safe Month, recognizing the significant impact of heart disease as the leading cause of death in the United States. This proclamation emphasizes the importance of preventive measures such as physical activity, good nutrition, and CPR training. Through initiatives like the Cardiac Care Program in partnership with the Chino Valley Fire Foundation, the Fire District aims to increase awareness and accessibility to life-saving resources like the AED, that is our automatic external defibrillations in our community. On behalf of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors, I would like to proclaim February 2025 as American Heart Safe Month, partnering and prepared to assist our community in reach heart safe status. Thank you.
So I just want to say a few words. Pete, thank you very much. We're very fortunate to have Pete here. I haven't confirmed it, but Pete tells me he was the first one that was a paramedic to ever ride in an airship in the county next to us. I haven't confirmed that, but he claims to be the first guy. So anyway, Pete has a long history in emergency medicine, and I believe he was likely one of the first ones in our training bureau here at Chino Valley Fire District to help bring us into the future, everything related to EMS. And we're talking about cardiac, so very, very, very fitting. So thanks, Pete, appreciate it. Oh, yeah, say a few words about Pete.
As the EMS captain, and I mean Karen talked about it initially, the work that Chiefs did with the AEDs and the work that the foundation does, it makes a huge difference. Most of what we do, we mitigate damage. There are those few instances, and it's because of the cardiac care program and everything we've done that we can restore somebody to full life. And there's no greater gift that we can give to anybody, and that's attributed to the work that the foundation did, that the Chiefs did, and that we continue to do. So thank you, this means a lot.
And the dedication of our personnel.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
The next item on our agenda is promotion, recognition, and badge pinning. We invite up Captain Dan Fry to please come forward.
Yeah, do you mind grabbing my?
And it's okay if they make noise. Captain Daniel Fry currently lives in Redlands with his wife Haley and their 2 kids, Malin and Annika. Dan began his fire career in 2004 with CAL FIRE Highland. He was then hired in June 2010 by the Chino Valley Fire District and promoted to engineer in 2017. Dan attended Crafton College for his fire academy and paramedic school, as well as his associate's degree. After Crafton Hills College, he attended Columbia Southern University for his bachelor's degree. Dan is currently on callback and Station 68 committee. On his off-duty time, he enjoys spending time with his family, doing construction projects, and camping. Dan and his wife spent the first 15 years of their marriage traveling, and now adventures consist of Costco runs into the park, which is really better. But they wouldn't have it any other way. Since January 11th, Dan has been assigned as captain to Station 67 Sea Ship. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Dan as the district's newest captain.
You ready? You want to put the pin on? Ready? Practice this. So every once in a while in your career, you get to work with somebody. I've been on the job probably about 13 or 14 years when Dan came to us. He came from another agency, and I had a chance to be his partner. And I knew early on that he was going to go places. I say this, and it's probably going to embarrass Dan. He's probably tired of me saying it. He, quite frankly, for me in my career, was probably the best partner that I ever personally had, one-on-one. He's probably tired of saying it, and all the other guys in the back that are scowling at me that work with people. Sometimes you just connect with people. We worked really well together, and I had a great time. And quite frankly, even with 12 or 13 years or whatever I had on the job, I actually learned a lot from Dan. So, Dan, congratulations. Happy for you.
Thank you, sir.
Is that good? Is that good? Can you take my hand too? Okay. Congratulations. Okay.
Get the family and then, yeah, thank you. Oh, she does this. Wow.
This has even got the.
Great picture.
I think we're gonna take one with the four person. Come on in, Haley. Come, can we take one more? Can we do that? Congrats, brother. Thanks, sir.
The next item on our agenda is Firefighter of the Year, and we invite Engineer Jeff Anderson to please come forward.
Jeff Anderson, a dedicated and seasoned engineer, holds the title of 2024 Firefighter of the Year. Jeff has been a member of the Chino Valley Fire District for 13 years and has consistently demonstrated leadership and commitment. He was instrumental in creating and overseeing the Unmanned Aerial Vehicles, our UAV program, which plays a critical role in many emergency responses. Jeff is also a member of the Urban Search and Rescue, the USAR team, and the Apparatus Committee, the Airport Committee, and a certified pilot. In addition to his technical expertise, Jeff serves as treasurer for the association, ensuring financial stability and supporting his colleagues. He also plays a key role in planning and coordinating events and strengthening the district's culture and community connection. Jeff's diverse skills and dedication have made him lasting impact on the organization and the people it serves. As an inspiration and role model to aspiring firefighters, Jeff Anderson continues to exemplify the higher standards of professionalism and selflessness in the fire service. Congratulations, Jeff, on being selected for the 2024 Firefighter of the Year Award.
really special about this award for us is that it comes from your peers. It's one thing to have management say a thing and recognize it, but really, we do recognize him as well, but this really is a testament to how well he's done in amongst his peers and what they think about him. So congratulations. Jeff's one of those guys that he doesn't always say a lot, but when he says something, it's very, very thoughtful and very thorough. So Jeff, we congratulate you. We appreciate you. And next time you're standing up here, it's probably going to be to get a captain's badge, hopefully. So we'll keep working hard and congratulations. Thank you, sir. You got it.
Thanks, to my peers and everybody for this. Thank you guys for recognizing me, so.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Employee of the Year, and we invite Support Services Technician Joshua Avina to please come forward.
That was quite an entrance. The 2024 recipient of the Chino Valley Fire District Employee of the Year is Joshua Avina, Support Services Technical Technician. Joshua joined the fire district in October 2023. Although he has been with the district for just over a year, he has made a significant contributions by assisting staff at all levels. Joshua is known for his dedication, positive attitude, and willingness to go up above and beyond. He is often the first to arrive and the last to leave when helping on a project and supporting staff. Josh is truly deserving of this recognition. With humility and hard work, he consistently delivers with exceptional results, often exceeding expectations without seeking the spotlight. His professionalism, dedication, and commitment to service speak volumes, earning him his well-deserved acknowledgement. Congratulations, Joshua, on being selected for the 2024 Employee of the Year.
This award's kind of interesting for me for Josh. Before I got in the fire service, I worked at Nordstrom's, and when you work there, you're selling, in my case, I was selling suits and ties and all these things, and you're wondering, like, why is he talking about that? Because we would get all the glory and the commissions and this, that, and the other, but I truly couldn't do what I did at that time without the people that were working in the back doing all the alterations. In many ways, Josh is always behind the scenes, but what he's always doing, he's always working super hard. He's always making sure that any events that we have, that everything's set up without question. And I witness it from where I sit, but then what's really impressive is that when person after person, staff after staff comes up and has really positive comments to say about things that he's done that allow them to accomplish what they can do. So, Josh, we're super, super thankful to have you. You work super hard. We see it day in and day out. You always do everything with a good attitude, and at the end of the day, we have all the folks that are out there and they're providing wonderful service, but all the little details that happen behind the scene that allow all of us to accomplish what we need to comes from the hard work of folks like you. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to say anything?
Thank you. Jeff, you got some competition there.
Next, we have our employee recognitions, and first we invite up Training Captain Mike Moore to please come forward.
Captain Mike Moore was hired as a firefighter by the Chino Valley Fire District in 1998. Mike and his wife, Michelle, reside in the city of Corona and have two children, Logan and Mackenzie. Mike attended Santa Ana College, where he obtained an associate's degree in fire technology. He completed his paramedic studies at Crafton Hills College, and he furthered his academic pursuits by earning a bachelor's degree in business management from the University of Laverne. Mike was the last firefighter to be hired before the fire district shifted its hiring focus exclusively to paramedics. The district sent him to Crafton Hills Paramedic Program in 2001. In 2006, his dedication was recognized with promotion to the position of engineer, and in 2011, he was promoted to captain. He contributes to events and activities ranging from mapping to serving on the USAR team. Additionally, he's a member of the Chino Valley Fire Pipes and Drums. His past role as an E-Board member of the Chino Valley Professional Firefighters, Local 3522, highlights his dedication to safeguarding the rights and welfare of his fellow firefighters. In his personal life, Mike enjoys spending time with his family, playing racquetball, softball, and has an interest in horticulture. We thank Captain Moore for his time and commitment to the district.
Training is one of those really challenging departments to go through in your career. For me, it was probably one of the highlights of my career. Personally, it was super fun. I thought I did okay, and then you get a guy like Mike who comes in who really thinks on a whole nother level. You know, I'll come in and do a swift water class, and Mike comes into training, and all of a sudden we're doing swift water at the local pool, and people got boats, and we're actually training, but he actually takes it to another level and makes you really, really enjoy it while you're learning. So I've always appreciated that about Mike. He takes a concept and idea, and he delivers the information. He was a teacher by trade before he got in the fire service, and he really takes that information and presents the material in a way that's not only helping you learn, but it's actually really, really fun. So congratulations. A lot of what we do is run calls, but we can't do that well if we're not trained well. So for the efforts of guys like Mike, we're able to get trained really well. So congrats and thank you.
Congratulations, Mike.
I was proud to be in training, and I hope I made a big impact.
Yes, okay.
And next, we want to recognize Reserve Fire Inspector Kelsey Offinger.
Kelsey
Now I
Offinger.
recognize her.
Kelsey Offinger began her professional career working for the San Bernardino County Fire in hazmat sector for household hazardous waste. She simultaneously earned her associate's degree in fire technology from Crafton Hills College, which allowed her to earn her fire inspector certificate to secure a spot with the Chino Valley Fire District as a reserve inspector. Serving the community is evident in what drives Kelsey, as she recently taken a role of fire inspector for Ventura County Fire. She is excited to explore a new county with vibrant beaches, neighborhood, and community. In her free time, Kelsey likes to spend time with her two dogs, Joey and Lorenzo, and spend time with her family and friends. We thank Kelsey for her time and commitment to the district.
So I was having this discussion today with one of our directors and our fire marshal about the value of our reserve inspector program. We do a lot of things really well here. Not only are we able to work with young people trying to get into this business and give them the training and expertise they need to be able to go on, we have a very successful reserve program that I would say probably in the 80 or upwards of 80 or more of our reserves that come in here and get trained actually go on to other places with full-time employment. So we're super grateful for those folks that will come and give us their time, because we certainly could use their help, but also we like to give back. And I don't know what took you to Ventura, but we would invite you to come take our test when we open up full-time again, to come back. So anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Next, we invite Reserve Fire Inspector Daniel Miranda to please come forward.
Daniel Miranda began his professional career with the Chino Valley Volunteer Program. His journey in the fire service began with the Chino Valley Fire Volunteer Program, and experience that profoundly shaped both his career and personal growth. From the very start, he was surrounded by dedicated mentors who instilled the values of discipline, teamwork, and service. The hands-on training and real-world experience he gained not only built his technical skills, but also gave him the confidence to pursue his passion for fire safety and prevention. Today, as a part-time fire inspector for Anaheim, he is honored to apply everything he's learned to help keep communities safe. He will always be grateful to the Chino Valley for giving him the foundation to follow his passion. We thank Daniel for his time and his commitment to the district.
I don't get to know all these individuals on a one-on-one basis, because when they come in, they're sent right out back in the field to take care of the duties that they're required to take care of. So again, just another success story. You come in Chino, you learn, and we send you out somewhere else with all the knowledge. We continually invite these folks back when we have openings. They typically do very, very well. So I think that's also fitting to give kudos to the fire marshal. And I don't see the deputy fire marshal here. Is she sitting here?
Oh, there's.
Oh, there she is right there. I think it's also important to recognize, in this case, Lena, we had a deputy fire marshal leave us. His name was Jim Powderly, that really took stake in our reserve program, built these folks up, and Lena has stepped into that role nicely upon her promotion. So congratulations, appreciate it. Keep your eye on our website and come back and apply, so like I say.
Thank you.
Now we have our new employee introduction, and we invite Fire Inspector Connor Lowry to please come forward.
Fire Inspector Connor Lowry currently resides in Riverside. Before joining the district, Connor worked at a pet store while getting his associate's degree in fire technology at Moreno Valley College in 2021. In January 2024, he began his career with the Chino Valley Fire District as a reserve inspector. In September, he was given an opportunity to assist CRR and was hired as a temporary fire inspector. Finally, on January 13, 2025, Connor began his first day as a full-time fire inspector with the Chino Valley Fire District. In his free time, Connor enjoys watching his favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks, fishing, paintballing, playing video games, and spending time with his family and his girlfriend, Caitlin. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Connor as the district's newest fire inspector.
I'm imagining if you would have said the Chiefs, there would have been an uproar in here. Either way, again, what you heard there is he started here as a reserve, so we have a very successful program here. We're happy to get these young folks in here and get them educated and either get them employed somewhere else. We'd like to keep you here as long as we have spots. We'd like to keep everybody here that does well. And so obviously testament to your hard work and the staff witnessing and evaluating that. Welcome aboard and keep up the good work. We're happy to have you. Thank you.
This concludes our ceremonial portion of the meeting. Thank you and congratulations to the honorees. We will take a 5-minute break, and we'll resume the meeting thereafter. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. The next item on our agenda will be public communication. This is a time and place for the general public to address the Board of Directors about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. The public may address items on the agenda at the time addressed by the board. Due to board policy and Brown Act requirements, action may not be taken on any issue not on the agenda. When you address the board, please state your name and address prior to making your remarks, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. I have no written request to speak on public communications. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Okay, seeing none. The next item on the agenda is liaison reports to Fire District, and we invite up Councilmember Karen Comstock from the City of Chino.
Thank you, Angela. President Ramos-Evinger, members of the board, chiefs, good evening. I want to thank you for letting me share some of the relevant information about programs and events and items of interest in the city of Chino. President's Day closure. For your planning purposes, please be aware that the City Hall in Chino and most city facilities will be closed on Monday, February 17th in observance of President's Day. We look forward to reopening for our normal hours of 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, February 18th. Softball fields. I'm excited to announce that Ayala Park's brand-new softball fields will officially open to the public on Saturday, February 22nd at 9 a.m. We do have a relative amount of gopher extermination to do in those fields if you haven't seen it, but the fields will be very nice once they are open. These state-of-the-art softball fields will feature new fencing, backstops, bleachers, and shade coverings for our youth sports teams. They can spend a beautiful day outside in Chino. Also, the softball fields are a testament to our continued dedication to providing some of the top-of-the-line amenities for our young athletes. I encourage you all to join us for the grand opening ceremony. Derriere 5K. As we gear up for spring, the final leg of our Triple Crown is right around the corner. Please join us on Saturday, March 1st for our annual Derriere 5K and Fun Run, which will take place at 8 a.m. at Ayala Park. This year's Derriere celebrates 25 amazing years for fundraising and the proceeds go to the Chino Youth Museum. The theme is Run for Cake, and participants are encouraged to wear their best birthday-themed attire. Please be sure to visit chinoyouthmuseum.com to learn more and to register for this event. Healthy Family Day. Lastly, we invite you to celebrate health, wellness, and nutrition at our annual Healthy Family Day on March 15th at the Neighborhood Activity Center. The City of Chino is partnering with the Chino Valley YMCA for a family-friendly celebration featuring exciting competitions, kids' activity stations, photo booths, and a superhero meet and greet. It's an event you won't want to miss. For more information, please visit thecityofchino.org/HFD for Healthy Family Day. And lastly, there's a very nice presentation by Karen Howie tonight. I have been the beneficiary of, as well as some of the Howie's historical memorabilia. It wasn't as fun as tonight. For those of you who know me, I like to keep things fun. I like to keep things light. 34 years of police work, my gallows sense of humor. Tom gave me a copy of the old general plan, which was nice. Thank you, Tom. I got a copy of the general plan. It went to the archives. I also got a copy of the decorum of a new city council member, circa 1984. So while I was a freshman in high school. That was nice, Tom, so thank you for that. And as well as, yes, this key. This is the highly coded key to the council closed session room, right, where Tom has always known to keep the snacks, right, for in closed session. So Tom, I want to thank you, for all your continued efforts in historical artifacts. I just want you to know I have the key is, I'm sure it was, yes. So that being said, thank you for everything. Last thing I'll say is, in my capacity, and I really do enjoy it, I have an opportunity to go out to a lot of community events. Chief, I see not just, your board, your command staff, but members of your firefighting members from the board, also these other elected officials. I enjoy this assignment. I enjoy serving as liaison to the fire board. Every time I'm at an event, I had the opportunity to see Director Romaine this weekend and President Ramos at Michelle Rodriguez's community swearing-in ceremony. I enjoy the working relationship we have, and just thank you. Thank you for that, and may it continue on. So thank you again.
Next, we invite Vice President Jeff Taitula, Chino Valley Fire Foundation.
President Ramos-Evinger, board, chiefs, thank you for having me. Just want to give a quick foundation liaison report for you guys. First, it's going to be here, I believe, before the next fire board meeting is going to be our St. Patty's Day Brew Fest. It's going to be held at the shops again. Tickets are on sale right now, and most importantly, the pre-sale tickets will go up on Friday. So if you haven't got your tickets, please get your tickets before Friday. Right now, they are $50 for general admission. That will go up to $65 on Friday. VIP tickets, which will include an extra hour at the beginning, are also on sale now for $75. At this time, those are going to stay the same price. And then depending on how sales go, they're talking about potentially raising the price at the door, but we don't know that yet. There's also a $20 option for a designated driver, so, which we highly encourage. Also, save the date for our annual car show is gonna be May 17th. The event flyer will be released later this month, and details on how to reserve your spot will be shared on the foundation's social media page. And lastly, Station 61 A Shift actually hosted a dinner at the firehouse last Thursday. It was actually one of the donations that we gave out to the Let It Be Foundation for their last fundraiser that they had. And the guests enjoyed home-cooked dinner, dessert, and a station tour, and those are always just a great opportunity for us to actually talk to people in the foundation or in the community and let them see the station. Other than the open house, really, that's when we get groups through and kind of really show them what we do, where we live. And thankfully, the Let It Be Foundation really pumps that up to their audience. And I want to say that dinner at the firehouse raised like $3,000 for the Let It Be Foundation. So that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other liaisons present tonight who would like to address the board? Okay. Seeing none, the next item is the consent calendar.
Okay. Sorry about that, I had to get to my page template. Okay. Do we have any public comments on the consent calendar?
We have no written request to speak. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board on this item? Seeing none.
Okay. If any board member wishes to pull an item on the consent calendar for discussion, please state the item number you wish to pull.
Move to approve items number 1 through 6.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion by Vice President Krieger and a second by Director Howie. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. Yes.
Aye. And opposed? Okay, the motion passes unanimously.
The next item on our agenda is new business, item number 7. Award a construction project management and inspection services contract for Fire Station 68. The purpose is for the board to review, discuss, and approve the award of RFP number 2024-02, construction project management and inspection services for Fire Station 68 project to Transtech Engineering, Inc., and approve resolution number 2025-01, authorizing budget amendment number 2 for related contract. The report is by Deputy Fire Chief Jeremy Alt.
Yes, good evening, everyone. As stated, our purpose tonight is for the Board of Directors to review, discuss, and approve the award of RFP number 2024-02 for the construction and project management and inspection services for Fire Station 68 to Transtech Engineers. In addition, we're going to ask you to approve resolution number 2025-01, which authorizes a budget amendment to account for the contract award. So a little bit of background and discussion. Fire Station 68 project requires a professional construction project management firm to oversee the building process, ensure the project stays on schedule, within budget, and meets high-quality standards. Transtech Engineers, a firm with over 35 years of experience, is being recommended due to its expertise and successful track record with similar municipal projects, including fire stations. The responsibilities of the selected firm include managing construction phases, handling daily operations like scheduling and quality control, and most importantly, ensuring safety and compliance, and managing communication between the district, our architects, the contractors, and the subconsultants. A RFP, or request for proposals process, was initiated to select the best firm. The district received 6 responses to the RFP, and our selection criteria included licensing and conflict of interest as a pass-fail, just to make sure that those things were present or not present accordingly. Clarity and confirmation to the RFP, and conformance, content of the proposal, experience and performance of the firm and the team members, cost effectiveness, and references. Transtech Engineers Incorporated received the highest rating according to the district evaluation criteria. And I am pleased to introduce, we have with us in the audience this evening, Robert Quintero, who is a principal contract manager for our project and a representative with TransTech Engineers. Thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you.
So who's TransTech? TransTech is a locally based firm based in the city of Chino, California, has a proven track record working on municipal projects, particularly fire stations. They work with, so what's key is they're currently working with PBK Architects, our firm, in construction of Ontario's Fire Station number 1 and several projects within the city of Ontario, including the large sports complex and others. As I stated, they've worked with PBK, who they are actually our architects for Fire Station 68, and they've managed multiple fire station projects in Ontario. Their experience includes managing all aspects of the construction process from pre-construction to project closeout. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think TransTech is actually in about 90 cities in Southern California doing a full range of consulting and engineering work for a multitude of public works types projects. For the scope of work and the budget, TransTech's role includes assisting with the bidding process for a general contractor, overseeing construction management, inspecting the work to ensure compliance with specifications, handling change orders, and supporting our project closeout tasks. The total cost for the services is $944,520, which includes it includes 4,000 hours of dedicated staff time for a 2-month pre-construction phase, a 12-month anticipated construction period, and a 1-month closeout phase. Additional costs for materials, testing, inspections, and labor compliance is also included within that bid. This cost will be funded from the restricted fund balance, which currently has $9.4 million earmarked for the Fire Station 68 project. To accommodate the award, resolution number 2025-01 authorizes a budget amendment to add $944,250 to the 2024-25 budget. These funds come from the restricted balance associated for Fire Station 68, which includes funds from the city of Chino Hills and the state of California. With that, in conclusion, it is our recommendation that the board approve the professional services agreement with TransTech along with the budget amendment. Additionally, we're asking for a 10% project contingency in case we need to ask them to do additional work. This ensures flexibility to address unforeseen issues while keeping the project on track. This recommendation will ensure that Fire Station 68 is completed efficiently, within budget, and to the highest quality standards. And as you will note in the staff report, we're pretty clear about the fact that they charge us based on their time. So they will be submitting time cards. If they don't do the work, they don't charge for the time. And with that, I'd like to read the recommendation. It is recommended that the Board of Directors approve the award of RFP number 2024-02, construction/project management and inspection services for Fire Station 68 project to TransTech Engineers Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $944,520. Authorize a project contingency of up to 10% of the bid award in the event of contract modifications requested by the district, and provide authority to the fire chief to execute related contract documents on behalf of the district. It is also recommended that the Board of Directors approve Resolution 2025-01, authorizing the related budget amendment to account for the bid award in the 2024-25 budget. That concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions, and as I mentioned, Robert Quintero is here if you have any questions specifically about TransTech Engineers.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Chief Alt. Do we have any requests to speak on this agenda item?
We have no written request to speak on this item. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Seeing none.
Okay, this is the time for the board to comment. Please ask your questions or make your remark when I call your name. Director Howie.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Jeremy, the contract timeframe is 12 months, basically, within the contract, is that right?
So it includes an anticipated 12-month bid, so there's a 2-month period for us to get together with them to finalize the bidding and those kinds of things. A 12-month construction period and then a 1-month follow-up.
Okay, so first of all, I've heard nothing bad about TransTech. They have a very good reputation, and I like the fact that they're right here in Chino. They're just a few miles away. Their main office is, so that's good to have them this close. With all the crazy fires and all the construction that's gonna happen for the next couple of years, if the materials are not available and it goes beyond the 12 months, what happens in that case? Do they still honor the 4,000 hours, or, I mean, it
Yeah,
could take
great
longer than
question.
12 months?
Great question. The key point is that what we're contracting for are hours of service, not necessarily 12 months.
Okay.
So it is an anticipated 12-month build cycle.
Right.
However, we are contracting for a certain number of hours,
Okay.
and that's gonna be dependent, if we
Yeah.
need to go over those hours for some unforeseen reason,
Right.
then we would either utilize some of that contingency or adjust accordingly, but.
Yeah, because these things can go a lot longer than 12 months to build. We know that.
Yeah,
With
I-
weather, materials issues, or mistakes, or.
And
you know,
again, the
whatever.
principal reason, great comments and questions, the principal reason for us even contracting is for them to assist us to make sure the project stays on
Okay.
time.
Well, I think this is our only fire station we've ever built, and hopefully gonna build ourselves. So, well, okay, chief. So, we gotta get it right, that's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I have, thanks.
Thank you. Director Luth?
Thank you. So a little further on that, if there's delays, who would have thought the pandemic, the impact that had on fuel availability? So if we're delayed for a month or two, does the contract just, in essence, stop? Nobody's doing anything until it picks up, or are there costs associated with
Right,
those delays
right,
that we would?
Right. Great question. So it's my understanding that it's important for us to separate out a little bit about the actual construction and our contract that we will enter with the general contractor. So that's gonna be the main focus, if you will, when it comes to delays. So one of the key points of having the construction management and project management firm on staff, if you will, with us or on contract with us, is that they will be the ones driving that timeline with the GC. So again, what we wanted to make sure is that we are not the source of a delay. So if there's a delay on the general contractor's part, it's my understanding that that will be part of our negotiated contract with the GC and how we handle those delays that may be caused on their end. What we didn't want was to enter into a situation where, because of our lack of expertise in the field, we didn't want through our act or omission on our part to cause a delay, because then the GC may actually profit or benefit from that. So having Transtech on board with us is what we believe to be the best strategy to keep those timelines driven hard.
In the agreement on page 2 of the agreement, or page 69 with the packet, it talks about the term, number 5 term, from execution to completion, but then it says parties may extend. So why, if we're saying till completion, why would we need to have?
Can you please tell me the number again, where you're looking, what page of the?
Page 2.
Page 2.
Number 5 term.
Great question, let's see here. Again, it's, a lot of this is our standard, professional services agreement, but that is in response to, I believe, the fact that the term is the project at this point, and again, because we're contracting by hours, if we need to extend those hours for some other reason, that would be for us to come together as parties of this agreement to extend that term.
So there'd be a mutual agreement.
Correct, correct.
Okay. Then, in the exhibit A and B, it talks about, and I looked all, I can't figure out who is CMCI or what is CMCI, where they need a trailer, there's services and staffing and fees associated with them, or?
Happy to answer that. So CMCI, so you're gonna, the term is PMCMCI, and of course, we've all learned a lot through this process. That is project management, construction management, and construction inspections. PMCMCI.
But this just has.
So what that relates to is basically, in working with Transtech, when it comes time for us to go out to bid for a GC, a general contractor, part of that package is we will ask, as part of our bid, for the general contractor to put a physical, like a trailer, on site for our construction manager to be on site in that trailer, borne by the cost of the GC. So we will actually have a representative from TransTech every day on site to physically observe, and it'll be in the trailer that we make the GC pay for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I just found that very confusing. There was no explanation what a CCI was. But I understand what you're saying. Okay, sure. What is, there's a firm, I believe it's IDS listed. And it's a small amount, if I remember right, it was 15,000 potentially.
Yeah, IDS, so that is going to be in architectural value engineering constructability review. Part of that 2-month window we talked about before we hopefully get the GC on board. What we're gonna have is TransTech sit down with our current architect, our current other firms that they've subcontracted with. So we had to, as part of our change order with the architect, we had to do some offsite engineering with the street and intersection, stuff like that. So there will be some work on TransTech's part to basically get an exact lay of the land of where they're gonna get down deep into the weeds to see exactly where we're at before we enter into that construction phase. In order to do that, they may need to contract with a couple of their subs to get the information they need. So one of the benefits of going with TransTech was because of the depth that they have. They have over 200 employees with all these different specialties, and they have contacts with these different subs to be able to do those specialized work.
Okay, yeah, when you read through it, it looked like there was a lot of work that IDS does that's already done by the district or our architect already.
Right. And so even if you compare the original bid package and then our revised scope of work, you'll see that the revised scope of work was after we sat down with TransTech and negotiated. And part of that negotiation was to refine, okay, where are we at? Okay, you've already done this, you've already done this, you've already done this, we don't need that, we don't need that, so we're not gonna charge you for that. So that was a lot of that negotiation.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Director Romaine?
First of all, thank you. It was, I spent a few hours reading it all to make sure I had a good understanding of it. One of the questions I had reading the original proposal from TransTech and then reading your guys' report, they laid out exact individuals and their expertise almost like as a selling point. However, all those individuals are currently working on Ontario Station. Are we going to receive their expertise and work as they use for a selling point, or are we gonna have another group of people come in?
Great question. I asked them the exact same question, we sat down with them. Based on timelines, they anticipate the work to be completed on that specific project with those two individuals. And if for some reason there's a delay, then they would draw from their well, if you will, for other individuals. So according to them, with timelines marching out, they'll wrap up their project and those same people will then be assigned to our project.
Okay. And then a second question, and it's kind of answered in there, but I'm gonna ask it again.
Yeah.
Under the insurance terms and their obligations for professional liability, are they gonna, if they screw up, and it lists $1 million with $1 million aggregate. So I first read that thinking, well, if they screw up on the foundation, build the station, and we figure it out and they have to tear it down, it's gonna cost way more than $1 million, and we're not gonna be covered. But then it's looked like further down in the terms, they're gonna be responsible no matter what if they screw up. Is that, am I reading that correctly? Because they're our representative. Correct?
Absolutely. So I can share with you that as we went through the negotiation process, our legal and their legal spent quite a bit of time making sure they had the language right. And that was also in conference with our risk side to make sure that the insurance, so you have the insurance parameters that fit, and you also have the liability / indemnity part that was worked through. And I can tell you that that was where we put the experts to work, and both sides felt good with the language. Ultimately, TransTech being responsible for their professional work.
Yeah, that was the only question.
Great question, thank you.
Okay, Vice President Krieger?
All my questions were asked and answered.
Yeah. So, okay, thank you very much for the report. And I am beyond grateful that we decided to go this route, because just understanding how much you learned during the process, I can't imagine us trying to undertake just the project alone of trying to build a fire station on our own, and how many errors that we could possibly make and such. So thank you again, and at this time I'd like to request a motion
I'd like to move that we
Okay.
approve
Okay.
this.
I have a motion by Director Romaine and second by Director Howie. I will now request a voice vote. Director Howie?
Yes.
Director Luth?
Yes.
Director Romaine?
Yes.
Vice President Krieger?
Yes.
And myself, yes. The motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is item number 8, professional services agreement with Citygate Associates to develop a strategic plan. The purpose is to review and approve the professional services agreement and related proposal from Citygate Associates for the development of a strategic plan and provide direction to staff. The report tonight is by Fire Chief Dave Williams.
Thank you. President Ramos Evinger and Board, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I think this is a very exciting time for the district to continue to elevate our organization going forward. So as you're aware, we've had our standards of cover that was established several years back. We use that as a tool to make decisions and look at the areas where we can improve and then take stock in the areas that we've done well and in those areas that we've actually achieved our goals. So with that being said, obviously you're aware we're under our current revision of our standard of covers. However, there's another element that adds to that, and currently we have Citygate and Associates LLC is currently engaged with the Chino Valley Fire District to prepare our community risk assessment standards of cover and master plan update. The need for a strategic plan has been discussed with staff over the last few years, and the development of a standard of cover presents an opportunity also to put together a strategic plan for the district. Utilizing Citygate for both the standard of cover and the strategic plan presents an efficient and seamless approach. Their understanding of the standard of cover will enhance the integration of the strategic plan, ensuring consistency and alignment with the identified community risk and service standards. The Citygate's proposal outlines a comprehensive approach which includes workshops, stakeholder engagement, actionable plan, implementation and support. The proposal includes a not-to-exceed cost of $49,901, encompassing consulting fees, administrative charges, and reimbursable expenses. Again, this is to go hand in hand with our standards of cover, really to provide us a map going forward for the fire district and about those things that we want to achieve. I'm very excited. I think it's a great opportunity. Again, as a side note, not that we take these things on to accomplish our distinction awards and those things, but this element is now a requirement should the board desire to try to participate in those transparency acknowledgements. It's recommended that the board of directors review and approve the professional standards agreement with Citygate in the amount of $49,901 to develop a strategic plan for the Chino Valley Fire District and authorize the fire chief to execute all necessary documents on behalf of the district. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you for the report, Chief. Do we have any requests to speak on this item?
We have no written request to speak on this item. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Seeing none?
Okay, this is the time for the board to comment. Please ask your questions or make your remarks when I call your name. Director Howie.
After the last item, this seems like a bargain. Right? So that's all I have to say. I'm fine with it.
Director Luth.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. When I first got on this board, we had just completed our first review with the same organization. They do good work, so. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Thank you.
Definitely. Director Romaine.
Coming from an agency that we attempted to do this in-house, and then we ended up going with city. So it almost sounds easy. Everybody likes to say, hey, we can just do that. It's having a third party do it on your behalf. And I have a feeling the fact that they're doing our SOC right now, and it ties in really closely with that. It probably, if we were to go with just this on its own, that cost probably would be more. So I think this is the right move to make.
Thank you. Vice President Krieger.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, I as well. Looking forward to it. So at this time, I'd like to request a motion.
I'll move it.
Okay, I have a motion from Vice President Krieger.
Go
A
ahead.
second from Luth.
I'll second.
Okay, all right.
He's
And
pointing the thumb at me.
a second, right, a second by Director Romaine. I will now request a voice vote. Director Howie?
Yes.
Vice President Krieger?
Yes.
Director Romaine?
Yes.
Director Luth?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Motion passes 5-0.
The next item on our agenda is item number 9, side letter between the Chino Valley Fire District and Chino Valley Independent Fire Association, Local 3522. The purpose is for the Board of Directors to review and approve the side letter, which was approved by the Firefighters Association on February 4th, 2025. And I apologize, I misspoke. It's the side letter agreement between the Chino Valley Independent Fire District and Chino Valley Professional Firefighters Local 3522. Thank you. And the report today is by Finance Director Mark Shaker.
Thank you. At least this item, I won't be asking you for additional funds. So this item is a side letter between the fire district and the fire association with regards to the EPMC benefit that we provide to our employees. In December, we had a couple of retirements within the fire unit that triggered CalPERS to look into our MOU and bring up a couple of issues, and this side letter aims to rectify those issues. The EPMC is the employer-paid member contribution benefit. It's an optional benefit that we provide our employees where the value of the employer-paid member contributions is reported to CalPERS as additional compensation. We have resolutions on file that previous boards have approved regards to the EPMC. However, the MOUs currently don't have adequate language that actually reference those resolutions. So what we're trying to do is basically modify the language in the appropriate sections of the MOU and then add that resolution as an attachment. And ultimately, once this MOU expires and the side letter expires, it'll get baked into the future MOU, the successor MOU. So we met with the Fire Association. Both parties agreed to the side letter. At least I think they agree. So the next step will be, once this is approved, we will send that to CalPERS, and the final item will actually be the minutes from this meeting, which won't be available until after the next regular meeting in March. Once we have those signed minutes, we will also send that to CalPERS, and hopefully that will take care of this matter. At least for the fire side. We still also have some cleanup to do for the Teamsters side. We met with Teamsters last week for the same issue, and we hope to bring that to the next meeting in March to also resolve that. Tentatively, possibly, we might need to make the same modifications to our unrepresented people, confidential and management. That one's gonna be a little bit different because we don't have an MOU or agreement really between unrepresented people and the district. So it may look a little bit different, but as of right now, it does not seem to be an issue on the CalPERS end, but we want to make sure we bring forward a solution that will not only address any potential issues, but will be long-lasting. That's the end of my report, and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Do we have any requests to speak on this?
We have no written request to speak on this item. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Seeing none.
Okay, this is the time for the board to comment. Director Howie?
No comment.
Okay. Director Luth? Director Romaine?
No, I'll just say, I completely understand this. It's PERS changes their auditors for retirement, so even if we get this right this time, in 5 years, they could change the language again. It's happened before, so it's completely I don't think anybody messed up. It's a thing, so I just want people to know that, so good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Vice President Krieger?
So it's just cleanup language is all it is. And I'm looking at the original resolution that was approved by Ed Gray, Ray Marquez, John DeMonico, Jim Espinoza, and Ravine, so, yeah, it's a while ago, yeah.
Okay. At this time, I would like to request a motion.
So moved.
Okay. And do I have a second? Okay, so I have a motion from Vice President Krieger, a second by Director Luth. I will now request a voice vote. And Director Howie?
Yes.
Director Luth?
Yes.
Director Romaine?
Yes.
Vice President Krieger?
Yes.
And myself, yes. The motion passes 5-0. Okay, next on our agenda, we have our chief's comments. Chief Williams, do you have any comments?
I do have a few, thank you. Under Personnel Development Activities, Chino Valley Fire District announced our Employee Firefighter of the Year, as you saw tonight, Joshua Avina, and our Employee of the Year, and our Firefighter of the Year, Jeff Anderson. So congratulations to both of those individuals, and thank them for their hard work and recognition by their peers. Under Board Activities and Public Relations, in partnership with the City of Chino Hills and the Chino Valley Firefighters Foundation, CVFD installed the first safe station at Grand Avenue Park in Chino Hills. On February 1st, staff participated in the City of Chino's Run for Russ 5K. February 8th, myself attended, and other board members and professional staff and firefighters attended the swearing-in ceremony for Assemblymember Michelle Rodriguez. February 15th, we attended the Fire Safe Council meeting. Organizational items of interest. On Saturday, January 25th, the Fire District will be participating with the American Red Cross and Chino Police Department for a Sound the Alarm event at Pembroke Downs Mobile Home Park. The event is sponsored by the Red Cross, and they install free smoke alarms and provide a home fire safety education to their residents. Under the Human Resource Update on January 22nd, 8 candidates interviewed for the accounting manager position. 4 of the 8 passed, and final interviews were held this week, and so the process is ongoing and the selections will be made soon. The recruitment for Fire Recruit is open. The first review of applicants will occur over the next week. Under Emergency Response and Support, in 2025, suppression assignments went live on January 11th and introduced our 2nd Battalion. So again, one of the very long-term goals that was identified in our standard of cover is our previous standard of cover, and it's just another goal that we've accomplished. I think this is going to add tremendous value to the community, a level of safety, not only for our personnel, but a level of safety back into the community with the ability to cover large-scale incidents and have multiple incident commanders and or operational folks on scene at such a high level. Under Emergency Response and Support, multiple engine crews and single resources were deployed to the Palisades and the Eaton incidents in support of mutual aid. So I want to thank our staff that were out there. I had a chance to speak to several of them. Very, very catastrophic, unfortunate event to happen so close to home. Those kind of events we haven't seen here very regularly, where you lose that many homes and in some cases some life loss. So thank you for those folks for going out there and supporting that incident. On January 12th, the Regional Task Force 6, or RFT 6, has its first deployment. Again, if you recall, that is our related to our USAR, our Urban Search and Rescue. This enables 3 participating agencies to respond to incidents through the Master Mutual Aid System. So what this means is that we, along with other agencies in the county, come together as one unit, and we'll go out to incidents as a team. And much like we provide strike teams for fire, we provide these teams to deal with urban search and rescue. So as you can imagine, in a situation like the Palisades, you have lots of buildings that are down due to fires, not necessarily earthquakes. In some cases, there was likely some bodies that were missing or unaccounted for. So we send these teams out there. They likely pair up with search dogs, but there's a lot of work to be done with moving debris, and it needs to be done in a safe manner with a level of skill set that an urban search and rescue team can provide. So we're part of those teams now, and again, we thank the board for the support for those kinds of programs. On January 23rd, 5 team members from the Community Risk Reduction attended a residential care facility training in Brea. The training afforded the opportunity for some great networking and for new seasoned inspectors alike to get most of the current regulations related to fire clearance for residential care facility. During the month of January, the Community Risk team also conducted several interviews for Reserve Fire Inspector Program. As you can see, we had 2 of them leave us tonight. We are hopeful to onboard some new reserve inspectors in the coming months. Again, thank the Danielle and her team. We have a really good program, and it's evident tonight. All 3 of those folks have gone on to employment. 1 of them here, 2 of them other places. So that doesn't just happen. It comes with experience and a ton of effort and mentoring. On February 6th, 4 team members attended the vehicle fire investigation class in Corona. The training was well attended and featured the opportunity for investigators of several burned vehicles. The training also included 2 live burns. So not only are our fire suppression crews getting live fire training, some of that happens here at our own training center, but in this case, this is our community risk team going off-site, attending classes where they're able to get involved in live fire training, not that they're in there doing the firefighting, but the fire gets, happens, and then they're getting live opportunities to investigate and be able to grab that knowledge and bring it back home as we have real incidents, that they're getting some real life experience of how to see things through that lens. On February 11th, the district hosted Intro to Land Use Planning for Wildfires in California. The training is provided in conjunction with CAL FIRE's Office of the State Fire Marshal and the Community Wildfire Planning Center. This is the second year that these free courses are being offered to local agencies throughout the state. Under upcoming events, February 20th, we have myself and Jason Browdy discussion with Norman Torres. So we're going to be discussing with Ms. Torres about our potential needs for the future and looking for support in those areas. February 24th, we had our quarterly meeting, or we scheduled a quarterly meeting rather, with Chino Valley Fire District in the city of Chino Hills. February 25th, Wildfire Canyon discussion. So myself, the fire marshal, are partnering up with our partners from the city of Chino Hills. We'll be at the Western Hills Golf Course discussing with the community members out there concerns related to wildfire incidents and challenges. On February 25th, board and staff will be attending Chino Valley Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. February 26th, Student Government Day, and the deputy chiefs will be handling that on the district's behalf. And myself, the Vice President Krieger, Board Member Tom Howie, and Deputy Chief Jerry Malt will be attending Washington, D.C. for lobbying purposes. Under Confire items of interest, we have no new report. And I actually really just want to take a moment for a personal reason. 11 years ago today, I was standing up here receiving my captain's badge. My son was 7 years old. And so today is his birthday. I asked him to be here, but he's out to dinner with the rest of the family. So I really want to just take a moment to say happy birthday to my son. I love him very much. He's 18 years old today, and he's a fine young man. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief. It's now time for the board committee reports and board comments. Please provide your comments when I call your name. And how about we start with you, Director Howie?
No, thank you. Well, earlier tonight, Karen Howie made her presentation on the Chiefs, and it was great to see. I think a lot of people learned about the Chiefs if they didn't know that much about it. And I can tell you, it's true. I am happy to get that stuff out of my house and not have to store it after 20-some years of storing all that stuff. Looking over all that stuff from the Chiefs, it brought back a lot of memories. And it's Sarah. Sarah, I want to thank you for all the work you did with Chiefs. You really helped Chiefs out tremendously, and it's a testament to all of us who did a lot of work and learned it. And here's a funny thing. So I can't remember the year, it was either 99 or 2000 or 98, there was an opening on this board. And so there were open interviews, and I put my name in to try to get that appointment to this board. It was before I was on the city council. And I thought I had a really good chance, because I had gone out with Chief Benson, we'd gone to lunch, he gave me some tips. I was really prepared for that interview, and I think I did okay in the interview, but Patty Aguirre was also was there, and she got the job on this board. So it took me a little over 20 years to get here, but that's what perseverance is. Don't give up on your dreams. So that is, it's just amazing how things come around. Anyway, January was a really busy month. I was hoping after the holidays, January would be kind of easy, but we had a lot of different events to attend. I'm not going to mention, because I'll let all the other board members talk about them. I think I think it was important that we took our lobbyist into the canyon to show the danger of Carbon Canyon from a fire situation. And so when we go back to Washington, D.C., I think now's the time to really, talk to the feds, although the feds are kind of going through some crazy stuff right now. But still, we need to put our hat in the ring for that, because Carbon Canyon, it's definitely a fire danger for us. And so this district is so unique because we have a little bit of everything, you know? We have a canyon where fires could be in, we have all the residential, we have all the commercial, I mean, there's some, you know, and the state park. So this fire district has a little bit of everything other than an ocean. We have Lake Los Hermanos, I guess, but that's not exactly an ocean, but, well, we'll take it, you know, from that standpoint. Anyway, I've said enough, I'll turn it over, okay? Thank you.
Okay, Director Luke?
Yeah, it was a busy month. Had a meeting with the chief, a couple of meetings, attended Chino council meetings. The last one, they're talking about the fireworks ordinance again, so we look forward to some changes there. Again, with trying to keep the community safe. Attended the Save Station in Chino Hills. Nice to see that happening. I understand we have another one coming up in Chino. Looking forward to that. 23rd was the Airport Commission. Had a couple ad hoc meetings with our president. We had ASBCSD meeting, the Run for Russ. We had our special board meeting. On the 6th attended the last GPAC meeting, so this is the General Plan Advisory Committee. I was on that for, jeepers, I think it's been 2 years now at least, maybe longer. Anyway, we had our last meeting and now it's moving on to the Planning Commission and to the council from there, so that one's done. On the 11th, what is this? Attended CIW. It was interesting, couple of things. They have a fire training program for certain inmates. I can't remember where that was at.
They're in Malibu and they're in.
Yeah, but the
down by San Diego.
Yeah, down by San Diego, wherever they said. I'm sorry?
Rainbow, I believe is the other.
Is it? Okay. Rainbow, okay. Anyway, they have graduations periodically for that, and who brought it up? Councilmember Cynthia Moran brought up that, you know, we can do certificates from the city, and then mentioned us as well too, and they were just thrilled. So we asked them to make sure we know when those are coming up, and then we'll bring it to the district and maybe we can prepare some certificates. She mentioned it'd be huge for those ladies and you know, for their families to see that after whatever disappointments they've had in their life, that something good might be going on there. They invited us to attend graduations, so we'll see, but so look for that as that happens. The other thing they're doing is they're doing dog training programs, and they're training service dogs. So we were kind of interested in that. We have a service dog. Might we want another one? Do we need a different one later on down the road? Might there be some opportunity there?
Yeah, so I think fortunately myself, the president and vice president, we both have Delenia, who's at the CIW, and our Rotary Club will connect with her and we'll see what opportunities exist there.
Yeah, she was very excited particularly about the certificate idea, so yeah. So that'd be great. Let's see here. On the 24th, we have the wildfire preparedness thing coming on the 24th. I plan to be there. And what else? I think that's it. Oh, wait, something's not right here. Am I missing something? Oh, I just want to congratulate, there it is, Captain Fry and our firefighter of the year, Jeff, and our employee of the year, Joshua. Nice recognitions for our reserve fire inspectors. It sounds like a great program, like you keep saying, Chief. You see these people come in here and go on and get jobs. That's awesome. Our training captain, Mike Moore, and our new employee, former reserve inspector, Connor. So awesome. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Director Romaine?
Well, thank you. I'll piggyback right on that and thank him congratulate Captain Fry on his great decision to wait one meeting, because last meeting we had like 13 and we had to do it in 2 sessions, and he waited just one meeting and got it all to himself. So that's chief material right there. Also, you guys awarded Employee of the Year and Firefighter of the Year to Jeff and Josh, and just to piggyback on the fact that they won is during this previous month, Jeff was at two of the events. I reached out, make sure I could let him know, but he continues to represent the district even when it's not just on an emergency call, so I was able to congratulate him. And when we had our special meeting, there was Josh setting everything up, making sure everything was there, like going above and beyond, and it's well deserved, and he did relay to me though how you called him in for it, you and Anthony, and he thought he was getting terminated, and now you said you need to come to the office. We have something to talk. We have something which scared him, and then when he found out, he was much relieved. So that was good. Again, I learned about today that I had a meeting with the chief and the fire marshal about the reserve program, and then this all came out, and so there's not very many agencies that are doing that, so it's an awesome opportunity, and it's just another feather in our cap that we're building. Our name will be attached to employees up and down the state, and it just gives us a better overall picture. On my events, I start off with a district tour of the chief at my request. A lot of people look at it and go, hey, there's this room here across from the city hall, and then we have Chino down up the road. But we're 80 square miles, and until you go and try to drive it and see everything, we're talking about the canyon. We attempted to go up the roads in the pickup, and we got stopped by some low-hanging branches, and that's just a pickup. So we have that. We have freeways, we have rail, we have an airport, we have wildland. With this district has a little bit of everything except for the ocean. We do have the lakes, Serranos and Prado. So thank you for that, being able to see everything. The district is actually really big when you start looking at it, so got to do that. Attended the Board of Supervisors meetings, this time remotely after driving in. Learned something, if you were listening to it, make sure your mic is off when you're making comments. Last meeting, it's always about the boroughs, and now it's the golf course, and one of the supervisors talked about we should just train the boroughs to play golf, but he didn't realize his mic was on. So Supervisor Cook, you might want to make sure you have your mic off, but it was a good lesson for me as I was watching that. Went to the Save Station in Chino, and Councilmember Comstock talked about the grand opening, and I believe we're also going to grand open an AED at Iowa Park, which will be another great asset for the community. But it got the one up at Grand Avenue Park by the tennis courts, which was one of the spots that there was a cardiac event, so it's a spot that they felt a need for. Also attended the ASB-CD meeting, which was interesting, and an introduction to that and all the other agencies that are like us, special districts, getting around. Went to the All-American Car Wash grand opening, which was a huge event. Got to witness our fellow directors give speeches and plaques, and Director Howie is personal friends with all these people in Chino, and was able to give some great speeches. Run for Russ, barely beat out my fellow district employees, but it was close, but we all participated. The district itself, the Fire Foundation supported us all, so congrats and thank you to them for doing that. We had a huge showing from the district there. And one of our own made the podium with two of the guys that actually medaled for the fastest time. So I believe Phil got third, so we represented that way also. I'm assigned to the Chino Men's Institute, but I went to the women's because they're only half out, they're right overlapping. I thought I'm the alternate, I'll learn both. So, Chino Women provided 3 hand crews for the Palisades event. So that's what started out. They just let them know that they had I don't know if they're type 1 or type 2 crews, but they were there for the duration, and then they talked about the whole program. So the men's doesn't do it there. Prado has a camp, but it's not associated with the Institute for Men. But what the men do, I'll segue right into that, is this I really was surprised, but they, on their own, part of the cell blocks there, raised their own money and donated to the fire victims. So I asked, how do they do that? And they get a monthly allotment with canteen for food and supplies and whatnot, and they took that and sold it and was able to, and on their own volition, gave a donation for the fire victims, so. Thought that was pretty interesting. In case anybody's interested on the Chino Institute for Men, there's 43, what the paper will refer to as death row inmates, which is no longer the appropriate language. They're 43 condemned. That's what they're called, and they're not inmates. They're incarcerated persons, so they're IPs. So we have 43 condemned IPs with no plan to get any more and no plan on getting our previous Kevin Cooper. So that's a big. They gave assurances that if he was slated to come there, they would not allow that. So, and that concludes what I have. Oh, one last thing is, I know it's going to come up, or just so the public knows, or whatever. Why are we going out for to have somebody help build a station? And I can only relay personal experience coming from a fairly large city of Burbank, that we built our own station with a full entire staff, way more than what we have here. But we thought, hey, this would be good. We have some talented guys. We have a BC oversee it, and it turned out that the sewer never got connected. So they built the whole station, occupied it, and about 5 months later, started having some issues, some smells, some backups, and so that's what can happen if you don't have somebody that's dedicated professionally to overseeing construction. So you can tear out the app floor, dig some trenches, and get it built. So it's a necessary thing. It's something that people think sounds real easy, but I totally am on board with us doing that, and so that we can put the best product out for the public. So thank you. And that concludes it.
Thank you.
Long one.
Vice President Krieger.
Yeah, I attended many of the same events that everybody else did, so I'm not gonna hash all those. But I wanna say a special thank you to Karen for showing up and giving us the background on the Chiefs. I remember back in the early 2000s attending one of those musters for the chili cook-off and other stuff, so that was a lot of fun. Really wanna say congratulations to those that were promoted and recognized tonight. And a special thank you to Joshua and to Jeff Anderson for their recognition of being the Employee and Firefighter of the Year. And that's it for me.
Okay, so you gave me my extra time, huh?
You get my extra time.
Sorry, I took all your time.
That's okay. I have a long report. It was very busy. I thought for sure January was gonna be, have a little downtime, but it wasn't. On the 15th, I met with the fire chief, on the 16th with our consultant. On the 23rd, the City of Chino neighborhood meeting. It was, that was really good. I didn't participate previously, so I'm glad to learn about that. I had ad hoc committee meeting on the 25th, the 27th, we had a finance committee. The 29th, another ad hoc committee. 28th, the City of Chino Hills meeting. On the 30th, the Fred L. Burns meeting. On the 31st, agenda review and I went to the grand opening of American Car Wash. On the 3rd, we had our special meeting. On the 5th, we had our Fire Safe Council meeting. And Charlie isn't here. I believe Charlie is traveling this evening. That's why he won't be able to attend. But we will be doing a special presentation to the City of Chino Hills on the 24th, let me see here, the 25th of Tuesday. So is that the 25th?
I thought it was the 24th, I could be wrong.
Yeah, before the City of Chino Hills is Tuesday, the 25th, right? Cause the meeting, yeah, I think it is, so, I had, on the 7th, I had the CSDA member services, committee meeting. On the 8th, the swearing in community ceremony for Assembly Michelle Rodriguez. And last night we had the Chino Hills Council meeting. So it was a little busy the last so many days. And I want to thank Karen Howie. I thank you both. I mean, she's such a historian, you guys. She's such a historian. I just want to thank you guys for bringing that, us being able to keep that with the district. And that, foundation for everyone to understand. Really a lot went on, and I know you thanked me for all my work back then. It wasn't work. I still have that same passion. I don't see this as being work because I have passion for fire and life safety, and I love doing it. So to me, it's not work. It's sometimes a little hard, yeah. You know, it does, but love doing it. And I still have that same drive and same passion to do it. So, the badge pinning for Captain Dan Fry, and I thought that just really touched my heart, him having his daughter pin him. That was really, really sweet. And Jeff and Joshua, congratulations on the firefighter of the year and employee and our recognition of our fire inspectors, our reserve fire inspectors, and our training captain. And, oh, Chief, did you?
I just for the public's knowledge, the meeting for the Wildfire Canyon discussion is actually on the 24th, Monday
Yes.
at 7 in the evening.
Yeah, that's a little different. Because the Fire Safe Council is actually doing a presentation before the City of Chino Hills.
Oh,
So, yeah, the Wildfire Preparedness and Emergency Response Committee meeting, yeah, that one is on the 24th, and I just want to elaborate a little bit about that. So, the reason why we're doing it is the canyon had a lot of questions, concerns, and such. Rightfully so, seeing communities that are completely wiped out, people who can't evacuate, you look to your government to make sure that they're prepared. So what, some of the things that they're gonna cover at this meeting is, from risk to readiness. We're gonna show how the Chino Valley Fire District, the City of Chino Hills, and the police all work together to protect the community during emergencies, and lessons we learned from nearby wildfires and recent power outages. The agencies will provide presentations on preparedness and response. And one thing that I just want to really stress, that this isn't just for the canyon folks, this is for the community. Because not only do we have wildfire risk across here, we have it all across the back, Butterfield and such, all of those homes that face, you know, the back of the state park. So this is for everybody, anyone. So, you know, please share it with your friends. I know Western Hills isn't, you know, that large of a venue, but I'm sure we'll just pack in whoever we get. I'm sure we're gonna have a good crowd on that night. So, yeah, but I was talking about the Fire Safe Council, Chief, because we're doing a presentation before the City of Chino Hills the following evening.
Okay, on Tuesday.
Just on some of ours. So with that, since none of you gentlemen did, I'm gonna wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. And you better take care of your wives, gentlemen, and, you know, and such. And, I want to, you guys are terrible. I'm gonna adjourn the meeting of the regular Board of Directors of the Chino Valley Independent Fire Districts to be held on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at Fire District Administrative Headquarters located at 14011 City Center Drive in Chino Hills. That's it. Good night.